Alright guys, thanks for stopping by. I haven't done one of these videos in a while. I am really excited because I have some big news to share. This past weekend, one of my photos won a photo contest, and I'm really pumped about it because it was a pretty big contest. It was called the Wilder Photo Contest, and it was one of my images I'm really proud of because it was one of my underwater photos, and I'll pull it up here in a second. And it won for a few reasons, and they were kind of surprising reasons. Here we go. We'll minimize this. There we go. All right. So this is going to be a little bit of an image review and a little bit of me sharing the good news. I've included the judges' social contacts and stuff in the description below. I'm very grateful for their time. It was a live judging, so they went through all the different photos that placed highly, and they had like a popular vote, things like that. So I'm really stoked. Um, this is from when I lived in Hawaii. There's a green sea turtle, and there was a spot down the road from our apartment where every time we dove, there were like, 6 or 7 sea turtles. And what they like to do is they go up for air, take a breath of air, and then they come down. And a lot of times they're looking for like a ledge or something to sleep under. So I knew when I had a sea turtle going up that if I can get underneath it, and I wasn't that close to the sea turtle, I didn't disturb it, but if you can get underneath it, you can get this nice silhouette photo. So I'm really proud of this. So I wanted to talk about this photo real quick. First of all, you can see I was shooting with an old Canon 16 to 35. It's still an L lens, but it's ancient at this point. I shot at f13, a low ISO 250, and then a high shutter speed of 1/1000th. So what I did here was, as I was watching the turtle go up, I was shooting at the sun to get the light rays because I knew I wanted the light rays. And this only happens under very certain conditions. Well, first of all, you need a sunny day, which, believe it or not, on the side of the island that we lived on, didn't always happen. But you also need to be shallow enough that these light rays can come through. If this was taken at like 40 feet, 50 feet, you wouldn't get this nice window of light. You have to be pretty shallow, like 20 feet or shallower. And there has to be enough particulate matter to actually, have the light rays carry through the water. So I was actually really nervous about this photo after I took it because it's not as clean as I wanted it to be. You can see the bubbles. I was on scuba, so you can see the bubbles here. I thought that was going to ruin the photo, but after listening to the judges' review, they actually really liked the bubbles and how it helped form the silhouette of the turtle. I was actually going to try to go back and free dive this spot so that you don't have any bubbles, but I kind of like it. Yeah, maybe it would have been nice to not have any, but I think it's still a really beautiful photo. And then I was really happy because he had his flipper a little low here, but you can still see it's a very obvious shape of a sea turtle. So, it's a photo I might try again one day. I'm going to keep diving. But I'm really proud. This won grand prize, and it won the first place in the creative category. So I'm really excited to finally have some success here with photography because a lot of time and effort goes into this stuff. So on that topic of sunbursts and light rays, I want to share one of my other favorite photos, which I did submit. It didn't place in any category for some reason, but I really love this photo. This is from Australia. This is an Australian giant cuttlefish, and I really like the way this light burst came out. And then same thing, I took the photo of the sun before I took the photo of the subject. These cuttlefish were everywhere, so there was no shortage of animals to photograph. So I had plenty of time. And then one of my favorite parts about this dive is just how shallow it was. I think most of the time we were at like 10 feet or less. I did talk to other people who've been there before. It was kind of a murky day, so maybe not the best shooting conditions, but I kind of love this portrait. This is a male Australian giant cuttlefish, and they can really change the colors of their tentacles, and you can see some of the turquoise in here. You can see the lines, and what they do is when they're fighting for females, they'll like display these big tentacles, and they kind of fight over females. I can post some video later of a male defending a female over other males. So it's really cool behavior. But I really like this photo. There was another photo I took in Hawaii that had a similar effect, but it was of a coral reef head. I just wanted to keep today's video kind of short, but same concept. This was about 1/200th of a second, so I know it's not as high as the other photo because you can see this is lit, so I used a strobe. So they only sync so fast, just like on land. Like some of the underwater strobes do have high speed sync, but you're shooting at that 1/200th, 1/250th. So this was shot at like I looked at the metadata before. This was shot at something like f16, f18, really low ISO, like ISO 100. So that way I can get the light rays to pop in the water here, but also light my subject. And then I might do another video because I also experimented with inward lighting with underwater photography, a technique I've been wanting to try. So that does a really good job of just highlighting your subjects and leaving a lot of the area behind it very dark. But these sunburst photos on land, you don't really get a lot of opportunities for these. It has to happen under very specific environmental conditions. So it's a lot more common when you're underwater to get these beautiful either silhouettes or these like sunburst photos. This would only really happen like on a cloudy day, but just enough clouds that the light could still come through and form light rays. So it's one of my favorite techniques. The difference in these two photos is this top one was taken with just a wide angle, 16-35. This was taken with my 18, or sorry, what is it? It's a 8-15 fisheye lens, the Canon L version. They have not created an RF version of this yet, not to my knowledge. So it's still the EF version, but it's still sharp as heck. And I love the daylights out of that lens. So I might talk about this dive as its own YouTube video because I just had so much fun. And there was a lot of stuff I wish I knew before I did the dive. I just kind of brought everything and kind of had it sitting on the shoreline. But I just had a great time photographing the cuttlefish. So really excited, very grateful for finally winning a contest. I'm going to keep submitting to other ones. I have a photo right now in the works that hopefully will win a different contest, and we'll kind of see how that goes. But I just wanted to share a little image review, a little bit of success story here. So everybody keep at it with their photography. It's a lot of work, but one day it'll pay off. And not every photo comes out great. Like there are things I don't like about this photo still, but it's still a pretty photo, yeah, so that's today's episode. I just wanted to keep it short. I started a new job, so I'm a little tired this week, and I just wanted to get into a groove here. So thank you for stopping by. If you like a lot of my content, please subscribe. I'm hoping to upload a lot more stuff and see what I can do with this photography thing. All right? Until next time.